So we are doing the roasted vegetables. It is the simplest dish, but it does take a little time. So this is the labor of love. All right. Here it is, all prepared, ready to go. So Christmas is not Christmas. Fall is here, so we are still eating a lot of vegetables that are sort of in the season. And last time, for those who joined me, you remember that we roasted squash. Butternut squash was my favorite, so I am a big fan of putting that on the Thanksgiving table. So squash, I cut it. It came like this. I cut it in half. I peeled it and chopped in a smaller pieces. So this is my butternut squash. How much butternut squash you want to put is up to you. Typically, I will cut 2 because we have a huge group, 2 or even 3. So the cutting of butternut squash takes time, but you can definitely outsource that. I already pre-cut. Done. You don't have to worry about it. But this is in how you would cut. You go and you just cut in cubes and add to it. Again, this is part of your roasted root vegetables. I sometimes add another squash delicata. Remember that beautiful squash? So this one you don't need to peel it. It's you can eat with the skin. So I cut in half, and I even save some pepitas, some seeds, pumpkin seeds, so I can roast them and enjoy as a snack. They're delicious, full of zinc. Remember, better than oysters for the increase the sperm quality, the zinc, which also comes as the pepitas. So we have butternut squash cut, and we have our delicata. Again, delicata, you can cut in half, in quarter, and just sort of chop it. And you can add it. If you don't like it, you don't need to, but I highly recommend the butternut squash. If you want, you can also add sweet potatoes as well. So I have this. I'm not going to use more of that. Also, carrots. You want your carrots with a lot of cutting. I know you might not like that, but think about your exercise for the day. So the carrots, I just peel it and cut in pieces like this. And then I cut in half, and then I cut in other sort of that makes this size. So this helps. If you make it uniform, it will cook evenly. So this is, you will cut your carrots.
Joanna?
Yes?
What about the little small cats that are already, the little small ones?
Yes, you certainly can do it. You can do it, yeah. Yeah, the baby carrots. They're uniform, they're already pre-cut, and you can roast them. Yeah. I always buy a bag because I use so much. So this is my cut carrots. And also the recipe calls for rutabaga. I never used it for some reason. Not a big, I don't know, I don't have anything against rutabaga, but I just don't buy it. I don't know why. But parsnips. Anybody uses parsnips? Parsnips is very sweet when you cook it. So I peeled it. So it's a cousin of parsley. It's a root and basically the same, and it cooks very quickly. So I would cut in smaller pieces. And again, this is hard to see. And just cut like this. Again, you can do that if you have, even if you can do that over the weekend. I'm going to chop all my vegetables now and just take it to Vermont where we go, so I don't have to spend days cooking it or chopping. I would rather enjoy the company, a walk and glass of wine, maybe. Anyhow, so here is my parsnips. So parsnips are sweet when you roast them. They're also great in a when you can mash them in a sort of mashed potatoes. Some recipes use that as well. Another part is Brussels sprouts. I got big Brussels sprouts. You wash them and you take away the outer skin. Okay, and since this is big, I'm gonna cut in half. And the same here. So you take the skin. Anybody loves Brussels sprouts? Anybody hates Brussels sprouts? Usually there are two camps. There are very seldom in between people who are sort of indifferent.
I don't like them.
You don't. Oh, you should try it with. You should try
I've tried them steamed, but I just can't get into them.
You know what is really good? Roasted with a little bacon and balsamic vinegar.
Okay.
Very simple. Bacon always enhances the flavor, so maybe this could be a better ways. Or if you go to a restaurant, often you see on the menu Brussels sprouts. And again, it's basically a baby cabbage. Not much to it, right? But it's easy. Sometimes people have much sensitive palate, and they might say, "Oh, it's very bitter." I don't taste that, but again, it is up to you. So, okay, we have all the vegetables and we have onion. So I'm just going to cut my onion like apple. Look at this, big chunks, because I want my onion to be caramelized when I do that, right? So this is onion. All right, now we have all of it. So I need to roast it. So you can do that. So I'm going to get my squash, and here it is, my olive oil. This time I'm just going to do a little.
Does it matter what kind of oil?
No, you don't want to use high-end olive oil for that because it will burn in a higher temperature.
What about like avocado oil?
Perfect. Avocado is good, or olive oil.
Okay.
Italians will use olive oil, and I forgot to tell you because I am all over the place today. You should, if you cook with me, you should turn your oven for 425 degrees. My oven has been working and going on. So this is my chopped things. I am going to put on my sheet. Oh, we're gonna have a lot of it. As you can see, you don't want to overcrowd your pans. You can mix it all together and throw it in. I am a little particular because I want to sort of see if something is burning. I can take my Brussels sprouts away. So a little bit of this. So as you can see, I am a little bit generous more because it's Thanksgiving with the olive oil. You can spray it, but just a little bit. Doesn't have to be much. And put a little salt. So I'm going to put that and my carrots. And we're going to roast this. And you know what? The problem is we're gonna make it actually I'm going to take some of this away because it's crowding my, you know how when we are cooking that and always there's a problem for Thanksgiving with oven availability, right? If you roast your turkey, if you cook your stuffings, there's always a little issue. When can you roast your other stuff? When can you use oven? And what I do, because we make trace of that. I send my husband and another friend on the fire, so they go and start the fire and just roast on the fire in the like an aluminum big foil. So it's get really smoky and nice when it's sort of done. All right, so I'm going to also just put a little bit of this so we can start roasting. My little delicata. I should use my spray. Okay, so this is technically beautiful, ready to go in the oven. All right. Now, how long? Well, till it's done, 20 minutes. Hold on, let me put my perfect. So this is roasting. We can clean up and move to gremolata. And have you ever heard about gremolata?
No.
No, it's just a fancy words that Italian like to use for their seasonings. There is so it's not much to it, but it's basically a topic that they put on different dishes. And the topic will have lemon zest, Parmesan and garlic, and parsley. So it's not much to it. The recipe calls, so I'm going to basically chop it all together. So if you feel like, Joanna, you're going way overboard with some fancy Italian gremolata, you might skip that. Don't feel that this is you must do that. But I'm telling you, if you do that, it adds so much to the dish, such a wonderful aroma. Because again, who does not like garlic and lemon? Just tell me. And good Parmesan, or even mediocre Parmesan. All right. So here it is. And I'm going to, they say small clove of garlic. I'm a big garlic lover, so I'm going for a big one. So just chop it. And now if we are talking about Parmesan, so yes, you can go and buy grated Parmesan, which I'm most likely going to use, or you can buy Parmesan in the block because it does have a much better taste. So depends how fancy you want to be. You can go and get a regular Parmesan grated, or you may go and grate yourself. It's really up to you. If you are allergic to dairy or you have sensitivity to dairy, skip that, but try to put the parsley, the lemon zest on it, because it really adds so much more. And I have been making the dish for years, and not only adding a lemon zest. If you don't have a zester, you can certainly, hold on, where is my, you can use peel. So you would peel it. Oh, mine is not sharp enough. And you would chop it. Where, Rico?
That's such a great tip. I never thought of that.
Because, and again, look, this is much better, right? It's just, you have to, and make sure that you don't, when you peel it, you don't go all the way to because the white part is bitter. But certainly what I do, get this stuff. It's the best thing you can do. I use it for grating cheese, for doing the lemon zest, for, you know, you can have another one for your heels to do your pedicure. That's also very good. A little grater, make your heels nice and smooth. So a lot of uses for your grater. And I use it for nutmeg, for ginger, for garlic if you want very fine. So this is go and it's done. All right, so we have technically gramolata. Now, if I had more time, which we don't have that much time, we have half an hour and we have a lot of things to cook. Actually, no, I'm gonna do it. How do you feel about your Parmesan? Did anybody buy like a fancier version of Parmesan, or you go more for just the basic?
I always buy in a block that looks like yours, and then depending on what I'm cooking, it's I might go a little fancier, but sometimes I just go for the cheapest one.
Yeah, I do too. Depends, like what I do. But this one is, I just bought it because I'm doing the cooking class, and why not, right? but you can look and see. It's really, when we were in Italy, right before COVID, we went to a place where they made Parmesan, and I ate so much Parmesan. So, so I, all right, perfect. And check this out, a little snowflakes, beautiful, dusty. It's going to turn any dish into amazing, amazing stuff. Also, adding a little bit of lemon. So I'm going to put that in. But again, don't feel that you need to go and buy, 3 years old or whatever aged Parmesan for that. Regular will do the same job. You can even add a little bit of chopped pecans to it to make it a little more festive. And there you have it, gramolata with Parmesan. So with our festive, for our festive Thanksgiving roasted vegetables. So this will have to wait till it's done and we'll put it in. Okay, now I can clean this part and move on. Let me clean it. And
do you put that on the vegetables after it's done, or do you put it back in the oven and let it cook to melt?
No, after it's done.
Okay.
Because when it's still warm, it will really bring up the aroma and accentuate really the roasted vegetables. So also what you can do, because it's all about time saving, cut your veggies. You can even roast the vegetables sort of before. And if you need to, oven is busy or whatever, you can pop it. If you don't have a big dish, pop it in microwave, warm it up, and then put your granolata. Would be perfectly fine as well. The best is straight from the oven, of course, but who has the organization skills to get all your dishes on time on Thanksgiving? All right, so that's one done with a little. We are moving, my dears, into green beans. So all of you do make green beans, and look at Rico. Rico, say hi. Oh. I'm sure there are some dog lovers there. Oh, I forgot to feed you. That's why. You're hungry. And my daughter is not here to feed you. All right, so I have my cleaner cooking top. So we are making green beans. Tell me what kind of green beans are you making and how you make your green beans?
Here, we do cook the bacon. You throw in your onions and saute it together, and then you throw in your can of green beans and mix it together and salt and pepper it, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, so use can and use bacon. Well, anything is good with bacon. I definitely agree. No questions. So what other ideas, other recipes?
We usually do cream of mushroom with onions, like the fried onions on top.
Oh, that's classic, right? I don't know if I ever had that. Seriously, my husband is American and his brother, so they grew up in Ohio, so they are very much. I know John always like, oh, you need to put fried onion on top of it because this is what their mother made. I never made it, so today we're gonna make a little bit different. So it's French version because we are very fancy, and why not? I have the green beans that are already, I bought it at Trader Joe's. They are packaged, they cut clean, but those are the baby ones. They're much tender, so they're sort of easy. So we're making green beans with almonds or green beans almondine. So almonds, sliver almonds already pre-chopped, cooked. Shallot, which I did not have, so I use a little red onion. We're going to use butter for that because the butter will give a lot of flavor versus olive oil. I mean, you can definitely use olive oil, but it's not going to be as rich as that. Okay, so to do that again, I'm going to start. So in my saute pan, I'm going to first cook in butter toast my almonds. So let's do that. And unfortunately, you have to see me from the side, but that's okay. All right, so we have some I'm gonna put the butter. So we're gonna melt the butter. I know some of you may know, what's the difference in calories between butter and olive oil? Do you know?
The same.
Yeah, the same. Some people think that. So health-wise, what do you think butter versus olive oil?
Olive oil.
Mm-hmm. And why olive oil? What is wrong with butter?
Do we think it doesn't have too
Butter
much
is solid.
So generally, yes, butter it's a saturated fat. So using a lot of butter all the time may impact your cholesterol level, right? So olive oil does not have that sort of properties in terms of the cholesterol. So I'm melting my butter, but occasionally I do use a little butter for some dishes just to enhance. And this is one of those dishes that I would rather use butter because it gives the nutty sort of flavor. So it's melting. It's almost like you want that burnt butter that's sort of having a more nutty flavor. So I'm going to let my almonds toast in the butter. And then for a few minutes when it's done toasting, I'm going to add my shallots. If you don't have shallots, the substitute could be the red onion. It's also not as strong, it's rather mild. You know, either or, but chat a little bit. So I am here, and I have said, giving my luck today, I can burn something, which hopefully not, but it's still getting a little toasted. It is such. I made the dish several times, and it's such a simple dish, but very flavorful. That almonds and lemon juice and the shallots gives a very nice sort of, again, a flavor for the beans. And it's very, very simple. Okay, so my almonds are toasted. They are getting sort of brown. It's hard to see, but they are. And I'm going to add my shallot / red onion. I'm telling you today. Okay, that's. So will let that cook a little bit, and to stop the cooking, I'm going to have like 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, and afterwards we're going to add water as well. All right. Almost done. So the lemon juice goes in. Let me take a peek at our veggies. Still roasting. I might hike up my temperature. So the roasted vegetables, you don't want to do it in a too low temperature, because it's going to be sort of mushy. So I like to roast in a like 425, even 450 Fahrenheit, and don't overcrowd on the tray, because they will steam versus roast. You want that caramelized sort of end. All right, so we have our almonds. All right, let me see. So they will be cooking. Use this, scoop the mix into the bowl. So we're going to remove that. And where's my bowl? So this is our topic. So again, some people use the fried onions, bacon. This particular dish is using almonds and with a little butter and lemon. So now I have my beans, and those are the French type. A little salt, half a teaspoon of salt, and half a cup of water.
I got a question for you with the beans.
Yes.
I always run into my grocery stores where the beans they're never fresh looking. So I always resort back to buying, I try to get the no salted can green beans.
Uh-huh.
But can we do the frozen option if, the fresh ones are no good, would that be better than the can?
Yeah, definitely. So I would use, because frozen one, they are softer, but they're not as soft as the can. So technically, and again, this is a matter of preferences. I like my beans al dente, so not really cooked till they're mush. When I was growing up in Poland, we cook our green beans till they are just falling apart. But here, I sort of appreciate more beans that are sort of a tender, they have a bite to it. So that's sort of, I would do that. And you can see so frozen. If you don't have, typically, and again, depends where you live in the country, depends on your location. Right now, I see much more like those beans I buy in a package, and they are fresh. But once I bought it, and I was disappointed because they were cleaned, but they were smelly. It wasn't good, so I had to remove it. Either you buy it, so either you buy and then you pick your own, you clean your own, you cut the ends, or you buy the frozen could work as well. Cans, I'm not a sort of used to eating canned beans that much. I know some people have been using the cans. Nutritionally speaking, again, they're all sort of the same. They're not much different. One is just cooked longer than the other. The fresh might retain much more nutrients than the other, but it's a matter of texture more than anything. So, okay, our beans are cooking. So they will cook, you can see, they will cook in the pan few minutes, and when they are almost tender, I will take the so I didn't put a lot of water, only half a cup for a pound of beans, and they will steam in this one. So and when they're done, I'm just gonna put the topic, and they will have a green beans almondine. Very, very sophisticated, let me tell you. But it's basically beans with the almonds. Hopefully some of you will make it. And hold on. Oh, we don't have that much time. We have to hurry up because we have 2 more dishes to do. If any of you need to leave earlier, that's perfectly fine. Our vegetables are roasting, beans are cooking, perfect, almost done. And let's move to the mashed cauliflower. So again, if you love your mashed potatoes, you definitely you can eat that. Just don't eat the whole vat. Share with others. Use a spoon and move on. But if you want to have a little lighter version, you can do half potatoes and half cauliflowers. Or you can do also just cauliflower.
You had time to wash the cabbage, you couldn't take the cat out.
So if you look at your handouts, the one that I sent.
I'm busy. Stop it. I'm busy listening.
So if you do use cauliflower, you will save a lot of. So 1 cup of cauliflower has only 30 calories, and 1 cup of cooked potatoes has 161 calories. So calorie wise, again, cauliflower is much lighter, it's lower in carbohydrates, much sort of healthier if you want to save some calories. So today, let's make a version of cauliflower mashed potatoes. And you can buy the cauliflower, you can grate it, you can buy already pre-grated, however you want it. What I did, a few more minutes. What I did, I bought frozen cauliflower. Here it is. So I'm going to cook that with a little water and salt. And the good thing about cauliflower, you cannot overcook it. You know, with potatoes, when you cook too much and you puree too much, they're gonna get very runny and not that. The starch will sort of disintegrate. But with cauliflower, you cannot mess it up. So you're good to go. Cauliflower, you just cook it with a little water. And we're going to make it a little bit more festive and elegant. We're going to add roasted garlic. And I'm not going to roast garlic right now, but I already did. And you can, I don't know, see, I roast my garlic, head of garlic. I just cut a top, put in a foil a little bit of oil, and it roasted in my air fryer for 20 minutes. It was perfectly fine.
That's
it's a nice,
genius.
you can squeeze it, you can squeeze And I don't know if you ever gone to a restaurant and you could get this with roasted garlic. Usually it's very, very tasty. So you can use that roasted garlic in your mashed potatoes or in your cauliflower mash as well.
I never
What
thought.
temperature do you put it on in the air fryer?
380. In the recipe, you have that. It's 380 for 20 minutes. And
Okay,
it's
and
really,
The recipes, they're on the email?
yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Sorry.
Oh, no.
That is so smart to air fry it. I've never thought to do it. I've only ever done it in the oven before, but that takes double the time.
Oh, definitely. And it's just, you waste so much energy doing that heat-wise, right?
Yeah,
You're running
that's so
oven.
smart. What a good tip.
And see, those are still almost crunchy. I just want them for a little bit longer. Also, for roasted vegetables, use your air fryer. Seriously, shovel in, plump it in, 400 degrees, the highest you go for 20 minutes, shake it, roast it more, and you can do that too. This takes longer. If you make a bigger batch, you can use that. But okay, I want to make sure that you're probably hearing me chomping from the headphones. I would leave them 1 more minute, a little bit more water. All right, great. Let's cook our cauliflower. Oh my goodness. And we still have to make our chocolate treats. So cauliflower, and if you want to make a nice flavor of cauliflower, I don't know if any of you cook cauliflower, you can put a little bit butter, since it's Thanksgiving, a little bit on the bottom, and cook that in the butter or olive oil. Butter will give you a better flavor. So I'm going to use a little bit of I'm almost feeling like Julia Child with the butter, huh? I need a probably here. What was she usually drinking? Julia Child. Anybody knows?
You've stumped me. I don't know.
She was. I know she was. She liked her liquor the French way. You know how it is. All right, so I'm toasting that. Okay. See, it feels almost like Thanksgiving. I am all over the place. Do you feel that when Thanksgiving is, you feel stressed out? Is it stressful for you? For some people, are the family, all the meal preparation, everything is just crazy local.
It can be stressful for sure.
Can be stressful. I know. That's why when we don't spend with family, we go with friends. So we have Friendsgiving, all week long. Much easier. And it's easy when you cook in someone else's house. It's not your house, so you're not worried if it's clean, not clean. Mm-hmm. You're sort of like almost like a camping in a nicer environment. All right. That's it. That's it. Yum. How many of you do use cauliflower? Cauliflower rice or cauliflower. Do you use it sometimes?
Sometimes, not super often, actually.
Okay. It became so popular. It's so amazing how certain foods come in light of so much. Cauliflower, again, it's from the same. It's a cousin of broccoli, and it's. Look at my green beans. I am excited.
I've tried it before, and I'm not too big of a fan of the cauliflower, but I think that roasted garlic would be a big game changer on trying
the
it
cauliflower.
again.
Yeah.
I agree.
Right.
So
I agree.
it doesn't, so cauliflower is almost like tasteless. You need to add something to it. I just recently bought, hold on. I haven't used, but spicy Mexican style rice cauliflower. So it's already seasoned.
Is that
You
from
can
Trader
see it.
Joe's?
Of course.
I'll
That's what
have to look for it. My favorite place.
I know. All right. So we are. It's toasting. It's toasting. So if you would do from scratch, with some people do, I just don't have the patience and time to do everything from scratch. But you would grate the cauliflower, and it cooks longer because it's frozen. It's much softer texture. But here are my greens. You could arrange it in a nicer way, but greens,
They look
almondy.
beautiful.
So
They should be featured on the New York Times.
here it is. It's a classic French recipe, and we have this. I'm going to put a little salt. Sure. Do you know how to effectively mash cauliflower or mashed potatoes?
No.
Oh, yeah. So you would use, if you would have immersion blender, I have my very own, and sometimes when my smoothies are not blended enough, I'm pulling this baby. So it's literally, this is, this is so old. Oh my gosh, probably very stained and used. But this is for mashing the cauliflower. So you'll cook that. We'll put the roasted garlic, and we'll mash it. And you can put just keep some water out from the cooking. It will make you you can then with the water sort of puree it. If you make regular mashed potatoes, again, the idea is you can use you don't have to use 3 sticks of butter. I mean, most people use a lot of butter, and they will put a lot of heavy cream even into it. So lighten up. Even if you use your regular mashed potatoes, like in Poland, we eat mashed potatoes every single day. This is our rice for, this is what we do often. So what we do with mashed potatoes, we put milk and maybe a little bit of butter, but not always. So it's not the rich dripping with. It's not the butter, so heavy. So you can definitely lighten up your own mashed potatoes. Or if you decided, look, this is Thanksgiving, I'm not lighting up my mashed potatoes. Don't eat so much because it's very, very heavy, especially when you add gravy on top of it.
I've learned that when I want something that I'm not supposed to have, but I got to limit myself, I get a tablespoon, and I get a tablespoon of it and put it on my plate just to satisfy that craving instead of staring at it and then going back and hitting it up a lot.
Perfect.
So,
no, that's good. That's good. This is something, and again, we're talking about being mindful, and this is the word is used so often, but it is just ask yourself, your body will tell you when are you going too far. It will tell you. You start, especially when you are eating slowly and you're really enjoying the food. If you slow down, at some point your body will knock and say, hey, you're done, relax. You can overcome those signals and continue eating, but you will definitely experience discomfort, right? So just envision yourself. How do you want to feel after Thanksgiving dinner? Like, go see yourself do you want to be in a coma completely, or you want to feel, energized, that you can
You're gonna be ready for shopping.
Exactly. All right, so look at my garlic. This calls for half a head of this. I'm going to add to the mash, to my cauliflower, and we'll puree it with this bad boy in a little water and have a smooth roasted garlic cauliflower. So I'm going to put that here because this is where it's gonna go. But let's go to the dessert. What's your favorite dessert? Thanksgiving dessert? Tell me.
Pecan
Pecan
pie.
pie. See, I love pecan pie. This is my thing. So I'm always holding for that. But you can, what are we going to do? We're going to make very simple a little treat. So you can, if you go somewhere, you can take it. It's not that complicated. You need a bag of dark chocolate chips. And I bought 72, so a little darker. We're going to melt that. On top of it, we're going to dress it up with pomegranate seeds. Anybody likes pomegranate?
I love it. I love it as a snack too, just like on its own.
It's wonderful, and the pain in the neck to open and to clean it, and there are so many ways. I'm sure you've seen it on, TikTok or whatever, how to open and beat it up so the seeds can fall off, or some people just cut it nicely. I do the old school and just go and peel with my hand and poke and peel the seeds. So we're going to melt the chocolate and create a little treat and top it with orange zest, the pomegranate, and pistachio. So let's get busy very quickly. So to melt chocolate chips, you can do it in double boiler. That's easier to do it, or the super easy but slightly dangerous is to do it in a microwave. So I'm going to go with the microwave a minute at a time, so I will not burn it. Okay, cute. So it's getting nice and creamy, yummy. Oh, so dark chocolate again. Health-wise, chocolate is a good source of magnesium, so you can justify in some ways. Okay, so I'm going to make So I'm gonna make small little bites. My daughter was so excited about the chocolate. As you can, when I mention that I'm making the cauliflower, she's like, whatever. But I like your chocolate dessert. When you're 14, cauliflower does not sounds that appealing as the chocolate. Okay, I hope it doesn't melt. So I put a parchment paper on the bottom. And to tell you the truth, I am not a dessert person. I'm not. I have a sister who lives in Poland. Oh my gosh, she is absolutely amazing with desserts. And actually, I just discovered my neighbor, who I've been working with in the morning. She is incredible dessert maker. She came to my party, dinner party, and she brought a dessert that I already requested for my birthday in June. And it was a meringue with pecans, toasted with a whipping cream on top, and dulce de leche, and I think I had a sort of pecan, candied pecans. So you can imagine, perfect for my birthday. All right. You know the orange zest. I think it's a little bit too robust for the size. I should have made it smaller pieces. All right. But I'm sure it will taste delicious. Okay. So this, if it cools off, this is your little chocolate treats. If you can make it smaller, you can make it, don't make it too bigger, make it smaller, and will be good. All right. Cauliflower is done. We're going to strain it and keep it a little water. I'm gonna add a little water and okay, my garlic. And now that's where oh my gosh, it looks so good. The Brussels sprouts are nice, toasted and brown, ready to be. So let's make our the roasted garlic smells really nice. The cauliflower, again, make sure that you don't add a lot of water because it will be sort of watery. But this is like that, as lean as you can get with mashed potatoes. So this is the version I'm going to plate it more. And now let's revisit our roasted veggie. You can see here. So the sprouts are nicely cooked. They sprinkle your gremolata. And this will be done. So let me see. We have a nice bowl here. All right. I forgot to salt them, but that's okay. So ladies, and I don't know if we have a gentleman, probably not, but I think we are coming to the end of the class. Nice and delicious. You put it in your Tupperware and it lives there for a whole week for you not to worry about vegetables. And since we made our delicious gremolata, I would just sprinkle this on top and call it a done. Thank you so much for joining me and have an absolutely wonderful, healthy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, and make sure that you say grace for being kind to yourself